feckin' hell. Remind me to never do an Irish accent again. The Banshees of Inisherin stars Colin, Farrell, Gleeson, Barry Keoghan, and Kerry Condon. It tells the story of two lifelong friends finding themselves at an impasse when one abruptly ends the relationship, with alarming consequences for both of them. I was looking forward to this movie for a couple things. I love the cast. Martin McDonagh is a very talented writer and director. My favorite movie of his is probably Seven Psychopaths, but I have only seen now this in Seven Psychopaths, so it's hard to tell. And the other thing is, I just love Ireland. I am part Irish, and I love the scenery and just how it looks, especially on film. It can look really cool. I personally haven't been there yet, but I do plan on going there one day, and that's really what drew me to this movie. And coming out of it, it was a good time, but it was a little bit frustrating. But before we get any further into this review, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy it, and comment down below what are your thoughts on the Banshees of Inisherin. But let's keep talking about the movie. One of the best parts about this movie is the impeccable writing, specifically the great dialogue that is filled with some of the year's best laughs. And you know, the movie is funny when both you and the audience can't stop laughing, so you then can't hear what the actors are saying on screen. And speaking of the actors, the acting here is terrific. And really just across the board, this movie has a fairly small cast with just a couple characters, and they all shine throughout. Colin Farrell probably gives one of his best performances to date. Gleeson as well gives a really solid performance. Kerry Condon, who plays Colin Farrell's character's sister, she is superb as well. But the big standout for me is Barry Keoghan, who plays a character who is most likely on the spectrum. He has a lot of funny moments and he delivers lines perfectly. He does such a great job in this movie that I really felt for his character, because while he doesn't get much backstory, Keoghan just elevates the character to another level with his work here. It's both compelling and inherently silly. The idea of anyone just going up to one of their best friends or their best friend and just saying, I don't want to be friends with you anymore, I'm not going to tell you why though, and there's no particular reason why. That idea is, again, inherently silly, and Martin McDonagh does a great job of turning this idea into a compelling story and compelling movie. He adds levity to the story with so many jokes, and really all the jokes hit. There's probably not one joke that I can think of that didn't really land, but also when there needs to be serious moments, he delivers those serious moments. He doesn't have jokes that really side cut it at times. I will say it can feel a little unbalanced when there are so many jokes and then there are pretty serious moments. But the movie is pretty slow, and I'm not gonna lie, I did find myself checking the time every once in a while, wondering how much longer is left in the movie. They stretch out the runtime, they don't overdo it. Maybe just at the end a little goes on for a little too long. That's really just a small complaint, and it's set in 1923 in Inisherin, an island off of Ireland. And it briefly touches on the ongoing war that is going on during this time period. And there are a couple key moments in this movie where it references the war. You'll actually just see an explosion go on, for example, in the background. And these moments, I feel like, were added to add some depth to the story, but they don't add much, I feel. They're just kind of there. They could have done more with it, and that's what I do wish they would have done. They could have added another layer to the story, making this time period feel even more depressing, as they are very close to this ongoing war. Like, they can see battle going on just in the background. And then where it did get me most frustrated was within the third act. I wasn't a fan of the third act, where it just kind of meanders for the first part of it, but then it just kind of rushes to the end, with one moment in particular that feels incredibly rushed, and I was pretty disappointed with how it turned out. Without getting too much into spoilers, it has to do with a specific character and their outcome, that's all I'll say. That was one moment that bugged me, but then the conclusion to this ongoing feud that these characters are having, there isn't much of a conclusion to it. It feels like this is just another end of the page and there's still another chapter left. I personally felt this. I know many of you might feel that this is a good ending. Not to say it's necessarily bad, but it did feel like there was more that they could have done. It was just a little frustrating for me. I didn't feel much of finality by the end of it. This is not a bad movie. It's pretty good. It's very well written and the performances are top notch. I know that it is getting a lot of awards recognition and I think it's deserving of it. Is it one of my particular favorite movies of the year? No, but that doesn't mean, again, it's not a bad movie. It's one that I would recommend, especially if you're a fan of Martin McDonagh and his work. Also just the actors in their previous work. I'm not gonna say I was let down by it, but I think there could have been a little bit more to it. I'm gonna give the Banshees of Inisherin a B-. Once again, let me know down below in the comment section what are your thoughts on this movie, if you have seen it or are you looking forward to it. But thank you so much for watching this review, and again, if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, plus that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos. And as always, look forward to more videos coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meteor, and I'll see you guys in the next one.